Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we learn different times of the day that we should know in English. Day has two meanings. First one is a period of 24 hours from 12 o'clock one night to 12 o'clock the next night. The second one is the time between sunrise and sunset. If we use day with first meaning, day has 24 hours and there are different times in a day. Let's see them. First we see the content in times of the day is midnight. Midnight means the middle of the night. 12 o'clock at night is called a midnight. For example, he still went home, notwithstanding the midnight. Next example, it was going on midnight when we left the party. Next, by midnight, some strange sounds were heard. Next content is midday or noon. Midday means the middle of the day, also called a noon. That means 12 o'clock at noon. For example, we usually have a simple meal at midday. Next example, the explosion occurred just after midday. Next example, she will arrive in New York at noon. Next content is morning. Morning means the beginning of the day, from dawn to midday or from midnight to noon is called a morning. For example, the morning sun never lasts a day. Next example, he's got piles of work to do this morning. It is a very beautiful morning. Next example, I go to school in the mornings. Next content is afternoon. Afternoon is the time which starts at 12 o'clock and ends when the sun goes down. From noon until evening and from 12 hours to approximately 18 hours. For example, do you have plans for this afternoon? Next example, the rain continued to fall all afternoon. Next content in times of the day is evening. Evening is the part of the day between the end of the afternoon and night. That means from sunset to bedtime and from approximately 18 hours to 0 hours. For example, in the evenings I like to read a book. Next example, the rain will continue into the evening. Next example, I always enjoy my evening meal alone. The next content is night. Night is the time when there is an actual darkness after sunset and before sunrise. For example, at night all cats are grey. Next example, an owl is the king of the night. Next content in times of the day is dawn. Dawn is the time when light from the sun begins to appear in the sky before sunrise. This is the time when the sun rises or comes up. That means sunrise. For example, he always got up to greet the dawn. Next example, he works from dawn till dusk. Next example, we got the order to saddle up just after dawn. Next content is dusk or also called a twilight. Dusk or twilight is the time when there is a partial darkness between day and night. It means it is just before it becomes completely dark in the evening. For example, she was invisible in the dusk of the room. Next content is sunrise or is also called a sunup in US. Sunrise is the time in the morning when the sun starts to rise in the sky. For example, they went out at sunrise to go bird watching. Next example, we got up early to behold the sunrise. Next example, at sunrise, the sun looks like a cake. The next content is sunset. Sunset is the time in the evening when the sun disappears. For example, at sunset, the sun looks as if it is going down. Next example, the fishermen set out at sunset for a night's fishing. Next example, every evening at sunset the flag was lowered. Next example, they will work on till sunset. Next and last content is daylight. Daylight is the light of day. For example, we will keep on driving while there's still daylight. Next example, the flowers look very beautiful in daylight. Next example, the colors look different when viewed in daylight. Next example, I like reading by daylight. In this way, we learn all contents of different times of the day that we should know in English.